expecting a heck of a basketball game tonight here in Charlotte with the Seminoles controlling the opening tip.
How'd you like to be the official that has to throw the ball up for the opening tap with these guys?
With 7'4", Chris Kumaji jumping center for Florida State, and 45-inch vertical Zion Williamson for Duke. Corner three does not go down for MJ Walker. Florida State a very impressive 10-point win over the #1 seed Virginia last night, and Duke defeated Carolina by a single point to advance to the tournament final here tonight. R.J. Barrett covered by MJ Walker, and we've got a travel call as Barrett shuffled his feet as he came to a stop. For Mike Krzyzewski, he has won 14 of Duke's 20 ACC tournament titles. This has always been, he talks about it every year, this has always been a very, very big event. Obviously, there are bigger things to come in the NCAA tournament, but putting up a banner for a championship here means a lot to Coach K.
Well, for a lot of years, the ACC tournament champion was considered the only champion in the league. For many years, there wasn't an ACC regular season champion that was recognized.
Cam Reddish has had, I'm sorry, Jay, a tough couple of nights here in Charlotte. He did play very well against the Seminoles, especially after Zion Williamson went out after he got poked in the eye. Jump stop, and look at the block. No, it's going to be a goaltending call on Kumaji.
MJ Walker did a nice job initially of staying in front of Cam Reddish, but Reddish does a nice job of driving with his left hand, getting in the lane. No question that
to a much larger role next year. Of the 11 players in the Florida State rotation, 5 of them are seniors. This is a very, very experienced team. Williamson, nice look into Delorier.
Just a little ball screen, and Phil Kofer and Kumaji.
Pull-up jumper by Phil Kofer, the redshirt senior from Fayetteville, Georgia. Brings the Seminoles back within 1. This Florida State team on any given night, as Williamson gets free for his first dunk of the night. A nice find from Bear. Among their top 5 scorers on the season.
So far in the game, it's been a lot of turnovers. Both teams, they've been coughing the ball up. Florida State spreading Duke out.
Kabengele being guarded by Delorier. Gray the extra pass to Vassell, and he knocks down the 3. That is his specialty. 43% from beyond the arc on the season. The committee would make 3 ACC teams a #1 seed.
Yeah, I think the hay's already in the barn on all this stuff, but if the committee wants to change their minds, I just can't imagine that Kentucky loses one game and they drop that far.
Kabengele's feeling it inside and out.
Into the best shot he possibly could have gotten. Little horn set. When you hear that, it means 2 guys at the elbows of the free throw lane, 2 guys in the corners.
And another 3 for Devin Vassell. He's made his presence felt in the early going.
The top 3-point percentage shooter on this Florida State team, 43%.
What a steal. Forrest is off to the races, will lay it in, and it's the largest lead of the game for the Seminoles.
And Florida State
32 points in that game, one of 6 games this year in which he scored 30 or more. Here's Williamson gambling, and it pays off as Barrett gets a hold of it and slams it home. Leonard Hamilton, a senior, would be very proud of, that he could, tell friends and family about as the years go by. And Leonard Hamilton has always said Terrence Mann is about one thing and one thing only, and that's doing whatever he has to do to help his team win. Williamson muscles it up and in to tie the game again.
Hall of Fame. Who would take those 3 out?
Jones will try another 3. And that's the first made 3 of the night for Duke.
That's gigantic ego on my screen. I can't even fit it on my iPad.
First time tonight we see Anthony Polite, redshirt freshman from Switzerland. He becomes the 11th different player to appear in this game for the Seminoles. And we're tied again.
Florida State putting on some full court pressure, 2-2-1, 3-quarter court, at least to slow the advance, if not get a turnover. Gray guarding Williamson. right on that elbow.
Barrett drives, got it up off the rim, down to Nichols, 4 seconds. Good if it goes. It will not for Raquan Gray. Right at the corner, we got ourselves a tie game at halftime.
We got to keep taking them. Eventually, we'll knock them down. As for the difference in numbers of guys, Florida State played 11 in that first half. He didn't notice any fatigue factor. He said there were spurts when both teams looked tired and then showed energy. The biggest thing with the number of guys is knowing who's on the floor, knowing who's a driver, who's a shooter, and making sure you're locked in on your scout defensively.
All right, Allison, thank you very much. A big start here in the second half as Terrence Mann rattles.
A normal human being, maybe it's difficult for Zion Williamson. That's a remarkable stat to play 91 of 100 minutes, to be out for that period of time. It's really amazing.
Jones knocks down the jumper.
And you know that the Duke coaching staff was telling him you have to take that shot. And he's been much more aggressive in this game taking it.
Mann driving. Not there. Ball's loose. Belongs to Duke. Jones ahead to Williamson. They play on, and the basket is good to put Duke back on top.
Good pass.
Walker to Mann. Air ball on the three. Here goes Barrett one-on-one with Forrest. And gets it to go.
With 4 Seminoles contesting it. Ray Jones plays so low. What a pass. My goodness. Just the short corner jumper, that 12-footer is a really difficult shot. Trying to isolate Zion Williamson in the post. Got a little up screen zipper.
Double team in the corner. He gives it up with the shot clock at 6. Little stutter step by Jones and another layup. He's got 15.
Well, he's a player. Because what about all the teams that have had guys that played when they were hurt and weren't at 100%?
Barrett to Delorier, blocked from behind by Cavanagelli, but it stays with Duke with 9 on the shot clock.
Well, it's really remarkable in this game how well Duke has scored in the paint and how well they've protected their paint. You know, this is a very good defensive team. Another easy opportunity that was erased by Cavanagelli,
who's having himself a heck of a second half. The follow will go for Terrence Mann, and it's down to a 7. Florida State has scored the last 6 points to get back within 5.
Cavanagelli playing way off of Delorier. That means he can be a screener. Wow, what a finish by R.J. Barrett.
A tough bucket for Barrett. He's got 17.
So creative in his ability to get shots around the rim.
19 for Williamson, 17 for Barrett, 15 for Jones. A quiet night for M.J. Walker. He's got 4. He's got 6.
Well, one beautiful finish deserves another. And they're going against a set defense.
Jones gets around Forrest, pulls it back out with 15 on the shot clock.
Watch how low Tre Jones plays. Low man wins in basketball.
What a possession. All of it, Tre Jones to extend the lead to 9.
He just played with more leverage and got down lower than Forrest.
Inside 2 minutes to go. Walker for 3.
Terrible shot. Duke can use some clock. Florida State's going to have to start fouling. I don't think they have a choice. They don't have enough time. Duke's going to run it out on them.
Looks like they're going to play out this possession down to 10. Jones looking for help, finds Delorier. Shot clock's at 3. Reddish puts it up, and it goes.
Championship contenders in this league than any other.
And this league figures to get at least 2 and possibly 3 number 1 seeds. Earliest, the Elite Eight, but Does this season deserve a round 4 between those two programs?
I think every year it deserves a round 4. It almost happened in 1991 when both teams were in the Final Four.
Out of bounds.
For Duke to hold this Florida State team to 60 points is an excellent defensive effort, and even scoring 73. I mean, the last 4 games, Florida State is holding opponents to 60.
Yep. Just a dominant second half performance by the Blue Devils, and this youthful team will claim an ACC tournament championship. It'll be the 15th for Mike Krzyzewski and the 21st for the Duke program. And you can hear how that's going over right now at the Spectrum Center here in Charlotte, as it looks like the Blue Devils will take a shot clock violation here in the closing seconds.
The acceptable turnover.
Yes.
Gives you another second to enjoy a tremendous job to win 3 games in 3 days against this type of competition.
And relying so heavily on a small core group of players to do so much of the heavy lifting. That shot will count. Still 0.2 of a second, so they just got to inbound it to end it. Pleasantries being exchanged between Mike Krzyzewski and Leonard Hamilton. Both will find out their fate tomorrow on Select.